Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, Andrea Griffin-Rogers here with another spiritual wellness check-in that God gave me. And it was actually a word that he gave me. And I thought it was so good that I shared with you because I said, God, somebody else must need to hear this word because it can't be for me. And he said, celebrate. This is the season of intentional impact. Celebrate. This is the season of intentional impact. And so I was listening to several different messages and including a particular song called Celebration by Jacqueline Carr and Kirk Franklin. And she always says in the song, like, I could feel it. I could feel it. And I was like, yes, like I could feel it too. Like there's just something stirring in the earth and the spiritual realm that my blessings are running me down. And that's word out there for somebody else too. Like your blessings are running you down. You know that you've been like me. You've been waiting, you've been praying, you've been serving, you've been fasting, you've been faithful over a few things, you've been consecrating yourself to the Father. You've been walking this faith thing out on purpose, intentional about every step you take to stay in alignment with God's calling on your life, with what God has told you to do, the assignment he's giving you. You know that you have been sincere and focused and disciplined on what he's called you to do. And you know that you have laid down your own way of doing it to pick up his way. And so God is saying today for me and for you, whoever you are out there, that this is the season to celebrate because it is about intentional impact. And so you may say, well, what does that mean about being the season of intentional impact? I'm glad you asked me. What it means is that God is going to use you in such a way to do something dynamic in the earth that's going to change not only the trajectory of your family and bloodline, but also the community that you're called to, the community that you're in or you're around. You're going to be so impactful, so helpful, so game changing that people are going to be like, where you been? Okay. They're going to be so happy that you said yes to whatever the assignment is that God gave for your life, because there's people waiting for you. I'll give you a little story. I remember, it's several visions God gave me, but one in particular I'm thinking of where, God was speaking to me about the impact that I was going to have. And I remember I just felt like I was walking the path alone, and it seemed like a long path, and I was tired and I was weary and well doing. And it just seemed like, is anything ever going to change? I don't know, but I'm gonna keep serving you, God. I'm gonna keep seeking you. And in the vision, I'm just steady walking and I'm worshiping God and I'm doing whatever he told me to do. And I get tired and I just feel like, okay, I'm just on this journey myself. Well, something said turn around. And I turned around and realized there was a whole line of people, a whole crowd of people that was walking behind me, that was waiting for me, that was in step with me. And so even when I stopped, they stopped. Like, wait, what's going on? I walked, they walked. And I was shocked. And there were several visions that God showed me about this of, me thinking that I'm walking by myself, because right now in the natural, I've been doing it seems by myself. I do have a partner that helps me, but for the most part, it seems like, okay, I'm doing this by myself, God. And it just felt like just so weary and well doing sometimes. And we all get that way. We all feel like, it's like, kind of like childbirth. And though I've never experienced childbirth myself, I have been in enough birthing rooms with people I know to see it takes that like last push when you feel like I don't got no more energy in me. I can't do it anymore. As I've given it all I can. It's been a long journey. It's been a long, in this example of 9 months, it's been a long journey, and I've been going through labor, and I've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and nothing. There's been no baby born. But God says, but this is the season where that baby will be born. This is the season of intentional impact. You are going to birth whatever the baby is, the spiritual baby. I use practical examples for spiritual principles. Whatever the spiritual baby is that God has placed on the inside of you, he says this is the season and time where you will birth that thing out, because you've been faithful over a few things. You have been walking in step, in tune with God, not getting ahead of God, but walking in step with God, like a parent holding a child's hand. He's been holding your hand every step of the way, and you have been walking it out, being faithful. Even when things were not looking up, you still said, God, though you slay me, Lord, yet will I trust you. Lord, not my will, but your will be done. You were being faithful when it didn't make sense. When people were looking at you like, child, you crazy. And they ain't gonna never turn around for you. I mean, you need to just go and, for my entrepreneurs out there, you need to go get a regular job. You need to go do this and do that, because it ain't never going to work for you. But you had faith, even the size of a mustard seed, to believe that God, if you said it, then you're going to bring it to pass. Because God's word cannot return to him void. We learned it in Isaiah 55, verse 11. If he released it, that's it. It's going to birth. It's a matter of time. And us being obedient to the call and then doing the work, planting the seed when we get it from God, and then working it and waiting and allowing him to take us through a process of development, of developing that seed, of developing that gift, so that over time, when it's right, when it's ripe for the picking, he says, boom, I got you. It's time now. And this is the season where you will intentionally impact every area that God has called you into, every territory that God has sent you out in, or that he has placed on your heart to send you out in. You will be impactful, just like that baby when it is born into the earth, because we all were once babies at one point in time. It has a trajectory. It has a journey it's going to eventually go through until it gets to an adult stage, or even some people are like child prodigies. You get to whatever stage where God just shoots you up like the rocket. And all of a sudden, it is your season to just burst, or like a firework. It goes up, and you don't really see nothing, and then poof, and you're like, wow, oh, that's so beautiful, that's so amazing. But at first, it was just like ash and dust and color and dye. Like, it really wasn't much of nothing when it was just in the canister. But when it burst up into the air, and then mixed with the particles and oxygen and everything in the air, it produced something beautiful. And so this is your season, and you don't have to wait until you get it in your hand, or until you see it like burst in the air. You could celebrate now. Think about it when it comes to, like, in America, we have 4th of July, and we also have Labor Day. And usually during those times, there are fireworks. And so, but before the fireworks, people are just excited. There's an anticipation in the air. I don't care what city or state you come from. There's an anticipation in the air for that holiday weekend. People are getting their barbecues together. They're getting their plans together. They're getting their outfits right. And they can't wait. They planning on how the day going to go on that particular day of 4th of July or Labor Day, because they know at the end of the night it's going to be some fireworks, and they want to make sure they got a good seat to see those fireworks, because they've been waiting for it. It's an anticipation building up. And so they celebrate before it even happens. And so God is saying you can do that today. You can celebrate before it even happens. You don't have to wait until you see it at your doorstep or see it in your hand. You can get excited now and rejoice, praising God and speaking the blessings over your life, because they're running you down. This is your season, boo. Celebrate. Be excited, because God said it is so. It's your season. It's your time. You've been faithful over a few things. You didn't give up. You persevered through the storm. You kept on knocking, even when the door seemed like it was never going to open to you, but you knew that was your door. And so you just said, okay, well, I'm going to still wait here and be obedient. And you weren't waiting, whining or crying or might have some pissed off moments, just like waiters or servers at a restaurant. You get pissed off from time to time, but you like, you know what? You put a smile back on your face and you go back out there and you serve the customers well. In this instance of spiritually, you may get frustrated. You may get weary and well doing, but you still were there serving God well. And so God says, because of your faithfulness, because you were willing to be obedient, because you were willing to persevere through the storm, I presented you a door that no one can shut. You learn that, God's gonna sneeze. You learn that in Revelation chapter 3, verse 7, where he says, I have the keys of David, and there is a door that no man can shut. And I close doors that no man can open. But you know, this is your season for open doors. I mean, it's so amazing how just how God works. Even in my life, I've been seeing it. I've been sensing it. He's been speaking to me in visions and dreams. He's also been, having other people who don't even know me, but they'll release a word, just like I'm releasing a word, and you may not know me, but it's like, oh my gosh, that is so on time. Like, God, you saying it. You saying it. And one thing that I've been hearing from God as well in terms of this season of intentional impact is that it's going to be an unusual season of acceleration. You're not going to have to worry about it taking 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It may have taken that time even for somebody else who you were inspired or encouraged by. But God said, I'm doing something new in your life. Do you not see it? Isaiah 43, verse 18 and 19. Do you not see the new thing I'm doing in your life? This is your season of intentional impact. And with the intentional impact, like a firework, it's going to be fast. You're going to shoot up faster than you ever thought possible. And so you just got to keep going. Keep believing. Keep pursuing. Sorry, I just got a call. But keep going. Keep believing. Keep pursuing. Because God said this is your season. This is your time. And so I got to get up out of here, which is why that call is coming through. But I pray this message stirs your faith and just get you excited. Celebrate, baby. Because God is saying this is your season of intentional impact. He is going to produce everything that he put in you. He is going to have it manifest. People that overlooked you, times where you thought that nobody cared, that nobody saw you. God said, I saw your faithfulness. And that's all that matters. As long as Daddy God, the big CEO, saw your faithfulness, then you know it's coming. You know you can stand on his word because it won't return to him void. And his promises are yes and amen. And so celebrate, because this is your season of intentional impact. So may the Lord bless you and keep you, cause his face to shine upon you. May the Lord God be gracious to you, show you his favor, and give you his shalom, give you his peace. Take care. Love you guys. Bye now.